Hey, Entre fam, this is Young Kim, and an awesome evening to you. This is video 51 of 90. Today was kind of a long day, again, and because I worked late again. Actually, right now it's a little past midnight that I'm doing this video, so yeah, I'm gonna try to make this quick one because I'm tired. I wanted to do kind of do a extra or not extra like a something kind of fun for my videos. I used to I used to like collecting T-shirts when I was a bit younger, and um, so I wanted to kind of just show a bunch of T-shirts that I had. So this one is by the way, all my T-shirts are pretty nerdy, but this one is it says Xavier, and it's for the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. If you don't know what that is, it's from X-Men, um, from the Marvel comic comics. So it just looks like it's like one of those school kind of shirts. So yeah, um, I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. But anyways, continuing on with going back into my life, through my life, and kind of finding these through lines. The next kind of memory I can remember. I think it's when I was maybe about third or fourth grade, or significant memory I can remember is about third or fourth grade, and by this time, you know, this one was actually a pretty significant significant event in my life, that shaped kind of like more on my self confidence, and I'll give you kind of an example of why it did in a bit, but the memory was of my mother. Well, it was of my parents, both fighting, and really having at it, one of those shout matches, and I remember just kind of sitting somewhere in a corner, just kind of being silent because I was like, because when you're a kid, so if I was like 3 or 4, it's probably 7 or 8 years old. No, 8 or 9 years old. Sorry, and so just sitting in a corner somewhere because I don't know if it's scared is the word, but when your parents fight, you just kind of sit there, don't know what to do, right? But the memory was of them having their shouting match, and then seeing my mom rush to the door and or yeah, rush to the door, and my mom chase after her, and my mom kind of slamming the door on her way out, and my dad kind of like trying to. I mean, the door kind of slammed on his arm because he was trying to like go after her. And my parents had fought before and things like that, so you know, I didn't know that this was a different kind of fight. That this is, I think, the day my mother left us, and it wasn't really. Both my parents, they're not horrible people or anything. Just the whole toll of moving here as an immigrant family. My dad wanted to make a better life for us, and you know, he went to so in Korea, what he went to school for was to be he was an artist. He did calligraphy, so that's what he went to school for, and he's pretty good. I should show you guys some of his stuff at some point. But anyways, and he came over here. Of course, he's not making any money doing that. so to support his family. So he took up construction, right? Because I think he had some brothers over here, my uncles that were already over here doing construction. So that's kind of like the default, right, for him. And that was bringing in money, but not enough. And he so I think he because he wanted such a good life for us, he also kept borrowing money, money that he would not be able to pay off. That also stressed my mom out, things like that. And despite my mom's pleading with him to stop borrowing money, and he wasn't gambling or anything like that. He was just trying to, provide a good life for us, but doing it in a kind of unwise way. But he would, yeah. So that really strained their marriage, and led to all the fighting matches. And one day well, I will say this though, my mother did kind of cheat on my dad. You know what usually happens when marriages are bad, like which one of the spouses at least goes to find comfort and solace somewhere else, right? And she found it in some other guy who I don't think I ever met. But I do have something good did come out of it though. I do have a half sister that I love. So yeah, there. So bad things can always lead to good things. So, but yeah, through all that, that was the day my mom left. Of course, I didn't know it at the time. I was just sitting there, and then once my dad came back in the house, he basically told my sister and me that my mom was gone and wasn't coming back. So, and that's kind of like the only explanation he gave. My dad he wasn't like a really mean guy or anything, but he did kind of have a temper sometimes. But for the most part, he always tried to like look after us and have fun with us. But yeah, the stresses of life can really get to you and make you act like somebody else. But yeah, this affected my confidence, even more, because as you grow through life with and realizing one of your parents left you, you just kind of feel like, almost like worthless in a sense, like you weren't enough for them to stay by. And so that really shook my confidence in that way. But I also, because of all of that, I kind of lashed out. In the beginning, I kind of lashed out. I was very disobedient. I started fights, things like that, and but soon after, that was just in the beginning, maybe the first year or so, and then I eventually kind of withdrew and just kind of just became real quiet and didn't really, almost like antisocial. I was very introverted. Didn't really talk to anybody, didn't seek out friendships, things like that. But thank God that God put people in my life who did pursue friendships with me, even though I showed no interest in finding fresh friendships or making friendships. So I thank God for that every day. But yeah, that really shaped my life in how I viewed kind of family, also even relationships. I a lot of people who've grown up with me will kind of tell you and say that I was a bit girl crazy, and I think that was probably a bit of trying to overcompensate for the fact that I didn't have a kind of like a female figure that I guess loved me in a sense. I mean, my mom still loved me, I think. And I don't want to simplify it to like she left so she doesn't love me, but yeah, so like kind of overcompensating for that and kind of seeking that out in other areas. So but yeah, a lot of that happened in my life too. So it really affected my self-confidence and kind of my outlook on relationships. Um, so yeah, that's the next kind of event that happened. I tried to make it quick, but still at like a little over 10 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of the next. That was the next significant event that happened in my life. So yeah. Again, thanks for watching. This, even though it was a little long, I don't know how many people make it through my videos now, but yeah, thanks for watching this kind of through line challenge that I'm giving myself, and I also issue to everybody else if they wanted to. But I know that 90-day challenge is enough, so we'll see if anybody ever does it. But yeah, until tomorrow, I'm tired. Stay awesome, mantra.